morning. Michael J. Solar here with the quote of the day. The greatest leader isn't the one who does the most, but inspires the most. Ronald Reagan. I love this. Ronald Reagan has a lot of great quotes when it comes to being a leader and making an impact. So not only was he a president, he was an actor. So maybe that all put into why he was able to think this way. But think about that for a second. Really let that sink in. The greatest leader isn't the one who does the most, but is the one that inspires the most. I learned a long time ago that if I were to run a business, be successful in what I needed to do, I had to be willing to be the dumbest person in the room. And then I started to really think about that. And I was like, wow, that's a crazy thought process, to be the dumbest person in the room. That means you had to be, I knew that I had to be charismatic enough and skilled enough to take the best and most knowledgeable people at their jobs, bring them together, and get them to work together. And I think that's what he's talking about here, is that you had to be willing to put the time and effort to learn how to inspire others to work together, find that common interest, and build something unbelievable, right? When we all look to do these things, a lot of times we don't realize what our true skill is. And being leaders is not about checking off when you have sick leave or vacation scheduled. Being leaders is inspiring people to come and fill your shoes, right? So you can continue to move on your life and pave the way for them. One of the big things that I've always looked at for myself was that when I started my journey and I took on a leadership role, I always like to use the analogy. It was my job to cut the trees down in the forest to give you the path. It was the next person's job was to remove all the tree stubs and start laying it flat. The next person would then run the gravel, and the next person would do the pavement to build your highways and your roads. That, to me, is how I look at my role as a leader, and I hope maybe that helps you guide that same thing for you. Taking those steps and understanding it's not your job to do it all, but it's your job to maybe cut the first tree down and showing people how great their lives can be. Now go out, be legendary, and I'll see you tomorrow.